I want to send a really direct message to anybody who thinks we need a bigger factory. We're making it better and smaller. Hello, it's Ryan Tierney here from Lean Made Simple. Something that I wanted to share today was this new concept that I've came up with after our mind-expanding trip to Japan. So we got to experience loads of different things in Japan, from Japanese schools to Japanese factories to Japanese shopping centres to museums to the post office. And one thing that really struck me is that everything in Japan is better and smaller. We tend to think too big about things. Even physically in our factory, we have these big huge walkways. We've big workbenches. When you go to a Japanese factory, they have really small work cells. You know, you would think, oh, the company's getting bigger, you're busier, you need more and more and bigger. But in fact, we need the opposite. So we're actually doing a project in our factory to make our workstations smaller. And because they're smaller, we can make them closer together. And because they're closer together, we can connect the work between processes, which reduces motion, transportation, excess inventory. All these wastes come because everything is too big. Last year we had two Japanese visitors. One was the former vice president of Lexus, Mr. Amazawa, and the other was Mr. Umamura, president of a tier 2 supplier to Toyota. They walked around our factory and they absolutely ripped us apart. They said, your factory is twice the size that it needs to be. And I didn't really understand what they were saying, but now after coming back from Japan for the 4th time, I really get what they meant. So now we're going to go straight to the factory floor and show you some ideas that we have for making everything better and smaller. So this is one of the best examples of better and smaller. Look how big this room is, but the value adding part is actually really small. So if this was a Japanese factory, everything would be really close, really tight and really efficient. So because the sewing room is so big, there's all this transportation and motion. You know, Jenny has to walk to the other end of the room to get our next materials. So I want to send a really direct message to anybody that's watching this video who thinks our business is getting bigger, we need a bigger factory, we need more people. I just want you to stop and think and question, do you actually need more space? Do you actually need more people? Or do you just need to make everything better and smaller? So we decided the sewing room was in the wrong location, so we're building a brand new one. So now the material is going to flow through this hatch into the middle of the sewing room in a big carousel system and flow right out through to the next process. So we're going to reduce so much motion, so much transportation. We were able to have this in the space of the original factory. We didn't have to extend, we actually made the factory smaller. So if you've ever been on a Lean Made Simple tour, you would have noticed before that this area was huge. So we've really reduced the walkways, reduced the space between all the processes and connected the work. But the key thing here is that we've actually got the sewing room in the same space that the cutting room was in before. So we've just been to the shop floor and looked at all the changes that we're making, and this is only the start. We're going to take that thinking right through our entire factory. But this better and smaller principle works for so many different things when you really stop and think about it. Take a marketing team. You're better with 5 highly skilled, well-trained marketing people than 10 people that don't know what they're doing. Better and smaller teams, better and smaller work areas, better and smaller inventory storage, better and smaller meetings. These big meetings with 10, 20 people in it with no outcomes. You're better with a better meeting and a smaller meeting with less people, better actions, better takeaways and better results. So this better and smaller thinking is a concept that I'm so excited about, and I look forward to sharing more better and smaller examples in future videos.